Touchdown. Touchdown.
Hi guys, thanks again for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita, I am your host, and this is my co-host.
I'm Black Red Square, and we're there one more time, you know the thing go. Another brand new episode of the Music and Marriage podcast. Give thanks for joining us. Let's talk.
Wherever you are in this world, we hope that this podcast is reaching you in good health and in good spirits.
Yeah man, and as usual, before we start, we always have to big up our sponsors. Simply Rose Craft. If you need your home decor, if you need your merchandise, please make sure you check out Simply Rose Crafts. She has some really nice door signs, door wreaths. She could print your shirts for you if you need that. Anything you need, check out Simply Rose Craft. She has a website, www.simplyrosecraft.com, or check her out on all social media platforms: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Simply Rose Craft. Big up your damn self.
Also, make sure you guys shop Nikki Glitz Cosmetics for all of your loose glitters. Tonight, I'm wearing a color right now. I don't remember the name as usual, but you guys can go over to Nikki Glitz Cosmetics on IG to see the variety of colors that she provides. And make sure you guys use your code MMP22 to get your 20% discount off on your purchase.
Yeah, man, most definitely. So, yeah, big up our sponsors. And, let's talk. So, what you got going on today?
Tired. Beat. Tired like a dog. I feel like I've been dragged. I've been home for about 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm. And it's just been nonstop. We've been at the farm consistently day after day after day. On the weekends, we do try to take some time to, rest in family, but it's still a constant on the go because the kids and everything else that's just going on within our household. So it's just been a lot. That's why this episode is also reaching you guys late, because we've been really busy and tired. So, yeah.
What topic are we talking about today?
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, may I do so you can...
Yeah, what are we talking about today? Let's get to that. Get to that
you
part.
Can't be serious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, today's topic. It was something that I saw on Instagram where a lady pretty much has a GPS on her man. She has a GPS on his car. She has a GPS attached, on the phone, the built-in. She has that connected to her phone. She says she even has a little device that she puts on his clothing, but she didn't want to say where because she didn't want to give it away just in case, you know what I'm saying? So she has pretty much a GPS on him to see wherever he goes, and, I just wanted to talk about that to see how you feel about that, putting
That's
a GPS.
Totally and utterly disgusting.
Okay, and why do you feel like it's disgusting?
If we are partners and we have to go that far to have a meaningful relationship, then might as well you just divorce me or whatever the case may be. So
you don't think it could be just for real, just not even just to say, okay, she's making sure that he's not cheating, but it could just be for the security reasons. She just want to make sure he good. So she want to be able to, because she was in one part of the video that I saw, she was whenever, if she calls his phone and she can't get him after one ring, she just hangs up automatically and just go, because she expect him once that phone, he got to pick up one time. And if he doesn't, then it's okay, she got to track and see where he is. And if his phone is off, because she said sometimes he'll turn his phone off when he's with his friends or wherever he is, that he doesn't want her to know about. He'll just turn it off so that she can't track him. But as I said, she has it on a piece of clothing, something on his clothing that she'll put it on, but he's not aware of it.
Yeah, bullshit.
So it's just for me, I think it's a bit extreme. It's more than a bit. It's extreme.
If we have to do all of that, just to maintain a relationship.
You don't see it.
It not make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what is there to really
hold on
talk
to
about
at that point? Because it's
exactly.
like, if we can't even have that much trust
Even
on
forget
that
about
little
the
bit
trust.
because it all boils
Forget
down to
about the
trust,
trust
because I don't
part,
trust
right?
you.
Like-
why I'm doing that?
Like, once you not trust me and you feel like you have to do that, let's just part.
I feel like that's the only thing that the issue is. It would be
You know,
the trust. Why she would be, or it's either she's insecure, or why, you'll do something like that. But even if you're in a relationship and you're that insecure, you
Just
don't
leave
need
me
to be in
alone.
that relationship.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Because obviously that person's not giving you what it is that you feel like you need to be successful as a person, or feel like, the woman that you need to feel like from your partner, that feel, so maybe.
GPS all over? Hell no.
Yeah, so it's just like, if one ain't working, the other one's gonna kick in one way or the other. So she's like, she gonna make sure. I don't even remember where I saw the video, but it was
I
really.
don't feel like it sounds sometimes it's more about control. In that situation, it feels like it's excessive and becomes about control for me. Yeah, me understand you want to know where your man there and things like that. But if you're going to put 10 GPS for me, if one hour, the other one to work, them things are nonsense. It's like you're trying to enforce some kind of control.
I wouldn't say
that
control. I wouldn't say control. I would say just being nosy and wanting to know what the hell's going on with that person.
And then when you know, what go on, then what? And then me now, in myself, knowing say you have GPS all over the place, it becomes a mental thing for me. Like, it becomes borderline control, because I'm saying like, what is all about GPS for?
I don't see the control part.
Because now you expect me to stop do this and stop do that and stop go here so and stop go there so and stop, like, no.
But what do you mean no? Because as a married man, certain things you have to stop. Once you're in a relationship, certain things supposed to stop.
I understand that, but at the same time, this bag of GPS for me not gonna work.
Yeah, definitely.
I still need to have my freedom to make that decision myself.
But that's the problem.
GPS can't stop that.
Well, definitely GPS ain't gonna be able to stop.
Saying.
Well, in some cases maybe, because some men would think twice to say, all right, them can't bother with the foolishness and them can't bother with the antics, so
if
them not gonna bother do what them would do.
If you think about this and that and can't bother with antics and this and that, then might as well in the relationship none at all.
That's true. But then some people stay in relationships like that because they love the person, or they really infatuated to a level where it's just like they don't feel like they can live without that person.
Well,
and you know what I'm saying, when you have that. I don't know. I wouldn't say controlling, as you just mentioned. Controlling for me is not the word.
10 GPS.
I didn't say it was 10, but even if 1, 2, it's still excessive. I agree that it is excessive, but I don't feel like it's controlling. She's not physically controlling him. She's just
physically putting a GPS on him.
She's just watching his every move.
Right. What do you call that?
What? Being nosy.
Okay.
Not controlling. Not me trying to control what you're doing. Because as you said, the GPS is not going to stop nothing from happening.
Right.
So how is it controlling? She's not controlling the situation.
She's trying to put a device on a person to control his movement.
Because she's not when mentally she's trying to monitor his movements because of certain indiscretions that were made. It's monitoring. It's monitoring. It's not. It's not.
For me, it's not only monitoring.
It's monitoring.
It's about changing the perception, changing the way of thinking.
What do you mean?
It's about controlling the mind, knowing that this is there, and then your actions are altered because this is there.
Not necessarily, because you just said that once the GPS is there, it's not going to stop anything from happening. If he's going to cheat, he's going to cheat. If she's going to find out, she's going to find out, and it's just going to be like, it is what it is.
Okay. So the purpose of GPS?
Because of knowing and saying, okay, well, yes, I knew he was doing this, and haha, I got him. That type of, women, the ones who do. Why are you saying?
And then after the haha, then what?
Then you make it. You have a clear understanding of what's going on outside or behind your back when you're not there, outside of your presence. So, and that's a lot of things, because I think a lot of female would do that secretly, put GPS on their men, because it's something where a lot of men are one way in front of our face, and then when we're not there, it's a totally different person.
Like me say.
So
in my
I understand
opinion,
where
in
I
my
understand.
situation, I feel like if I have to be doing all of that, then I better you go on anyways. I don't have time for you put no bag of GPS on you to see where you're there, at which point in time and them so. And nonsense.
I understand. And I agree with
total
that.
nonsense. I don't have time for waste.
Yeah, but you see that? Oh my God, people like you irritate me more. Wild. Maybe like I don't have time to waste on certain things. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You have time. You have time. You have time.
You have the time.
You all. We all have the time. If it's something that means something to you and you want to find out the truth and your heart is invested in it, you're gonna go to all ends to make sure or to see, to find out. Because once it's not that, then you're gonna feel stupid and you're gonna say, all right, then well, that's not what it is. But once you find out, you have a clear understanding of what's going on, so you can make a proper decision.
What about just a clear understanding until?
Because men lie, women lie, people lie.
Right. So what about just a clear conversation and then if you find out something, you find out something.
It's very rare that happens. Okay, let me ask you a question. All right, let me ask you a question. Have I ever come to you and said, hey, are you cheating? And you just come out and say, yeah, I am. Never. No. Never. Exactly. So there's never going to be a clear where you're going to say, okay. The only way you're going to find out the answer and to get what you need is by snooping and sneaking in most cases.
The only way you ask a question like that if you already know something.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not necessarily. Some women just have woman intuition. Sometimes you just feel things, but you don't necessarily have concrete evidence of that's happening.
Okay. And if the man tells you, no, I'm not cheating, and then what happened after that?
Yeah, but if you tell me no and then all in actuality that you really are, then...
If I tell you no, what happens after that?
If you tell me no, I'm still going to try to get to the bottom of it. Because you can tell me anything you want to tell me out of your mouth at the point in time where it's going to benefit you in the situation. So I'm not going to sit here and just take it and say, well, you know, same tell me no, same no,
again, like me said,
so me not go look her, me not go ask her, me not go...
Like me said before, I'm going to say it again.
If I feel like if
me
you're invested...
personally, even if I'm invested,
I don't agree with the GPS thing.
Even if
that's what I don't agree with the GPS thing.
Even if I'm invested, I do agree. Me and you go have a conversation, and then once we have a conversation and you say no, I'm not, and there is no other indication anywhere that you're doing anything untoward, then that's it. Me not have no time for you invest energy in a snooping and asking and sneaking and all of that. No.
Well, me not have time for it. Well, call me Inspector Gadget. Call me Carmen San Diego. Call me all.
I think that's more of a woman. I think that's more of a woman thing.
No, because for me personally, men do it.
But I think it's more of a woman.
Men search phones. Men do all of these things, but they pretend as if they don't.
But it's more of a woman.
It's definitely more of a woman thing because we're more emotional creatures. We're more attached with certain things like that. So when it comes to, and we invest more when it comes to feelings into a relationship, whether it's early on out or long term. Like I feel like once we give our all into a relationship and you feel deceived certain way as a woman, we feel like it's our point of duty to get to the bottom of it. Whether it's you doing it, somebody else doing it for you, or however that the cards may fold. But it's going to come out. And it rarely, like a 1% chance. I wouldn't even say a 0.00001% chance where you actually go to your partner and say, are you cheating, or are you being unfaithful to me, or I heard this or I heard that, and they're just gonna come out for right and say, well, you know, say I saw it gone, yeah, I did do it, and you rarely get it. So I feel like the only way to get the answers that you need is
snooping on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I used to snoop. I used to do that, and every time I felt like I had to do it, the few times I did do it, I was like right on point.
Like Mr. Nikita, I knock you for your methods.
It ain't methods.
Or the women methods.
It ain't no methods.
Me not gonna do anything. But me personally, this man, we don't have time for snooping. We don't have time for digging.
He don't have time to snoop.
Me not have time for.
You know why he's comfortable with not snooping? Because he could just pick up my phone anytime and just say, "All right, I'm gonna look," or whatever.
Me not have time for digging. Me not have time for watching. Me not have time for.
Well, Irwa, I'm secure in my heart. So if I see anything going sideways or left, I'm not gonna sit here and play no fool for nobody and be like, oh no, he's not doing that because he loved me. Next thing you know, him all the tree where they're right next to you and you don't even know in your face. Like, no.
And if I get like an inkling that you're doing something or somebody points something out to me, I'm gonna come to you, I'm gonna read your reaction, I'm gonna read your energy, read your vibe. And then after I read the energy, read the vibe, I'm gonna still read the energy and vibe after the initial conversation. And if it's just not going away for me mentally, then I'm gonna have a conversation with you about it.
Bro, you should never went the right way.
But me not go dig, me not go snoop, me not go do none of that.
At that point in time in our relationship, I wasn't as vocal as I am now, and I felt like if I came to him, and I think at some point in time I did go to him at times and say, hey, you know, wagwan, yes, this no look too right, or you know, and it was always no go so. I thought what you know. So how is it that you just trust someone off of stuff like that? You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm coming
that.
from.
Me not a
so
problem
it's kind of hard to say for women who feel the need to do stuff like that.
For me.
Listen, ladies, I'm not gonna knock it. If y'all feel like y'all have to search a phone, even fellas, if y'all feel like y'all have to search a phone or go through something because you feel like, and I hate when people be like, oh, you're invading my privacy. Once you're in a relationship, there is no goddamn privacy. It's me and you. So therefore, whatever's open, what privacy is there?
I agree with
that. Oh, you say you agree. I was about to say you don't. I was about to say how.
I agree with
there's
that.
no privacy once you're in a relationship. Once you're in a marriage, there's no privacy.
I agree with that.
Like you gave that
Everything
up once you decide.
open.
Exactly. Everything has to be open and honest so that everyone can feel comfortable. Yeah. Because the moment one person starts feeling some type of way, it's going to start shifting left.
You would hope that like certain things come with more maturity and
hold on. What is more mature than being honest? Men don't even know how to do that shit when they're old and gray.
That's what I'm saying. Like you would hope if you listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah, but on most part, maturity most of y'all don't even know what that word is.
If you would listen to what I am saying, then you would understand the full scope of what I was about to say.
Lay it out.
What I'm saying is, you would hope that certain behavior would come with maturity, and sometimes it does, but for the most part on men's side, on our side, we still tend to enjoy being promiscuous.
They like being hoes.
You know, men still tend to enjoy.
So let me ask you a question.
Dominating women and being the man we have 10 women and being macho and things like that. But I mean, how do we are the world?
Oh, you see, that's the bullshit that they always go to, is the way the world is just so it's set up on other side.
A human nature, and if you are gonna be the person that I gonna have one woman and no say I just eat that, then kudos to you. Kudos to you. You understand what I say? It's very admirable. For hold your composure a certain way.
Did he just say?
You understand what I say?
Admirable.
Yeah, it's very admirable.
You should get an award.
It's not the.
You're saying it's admirable, like
it's not the most in men's circle. It's not the easiest thing to admit and feel comfortable in.
What's
when
that?
they're around your brethren them. So you have one woman and one woman you deal with.
Why is that?
Because you get ridiculed. You understand what I say? And I just saw the thing go. You know, so for me, it's me admire a man who can hold him composure and know say, I just want a man. And I just same thing there. And it not gonna work.
I don't admire you for that, because that's what you're supposed to do once you decide that you're going to be in a committed relationship or a marriage. Once you decide that you're going to be in a committed relationship or a marriage,
So you're
Okay,
gonna
so
say what you're
then I should say, all right then, well, I commend all the ladies who decide to have one man, because say enough man out there, and the man them with the money, and the man them a shell out, so here what, it's hard to keep your legs closed and all that. No, that's careless and that's reckless. That's a reckless ass mentality to have. Once you're a grown ass man or grown ass adult, and you decide that you're going to be in a relationship, a committed relationship with someone, and y'all both have that understanding, there should be nothing else outside of that.
True, I agree.
There should be no, okay, you're going to get an award because you didn't cheat. I'm going to commend you because you're not cheating. No, that's what you do as an adult. That's what you do as a mature adult in a relationship.
You're trivializing my words.
How am I trivializing your words? I'm repeating what you said.
No, but in a way, in a condescending way.
It's not in a condescending way at all.
Yes, it is.
At all. How is so?
Oh my God!
I'm just being a little bit dramatic with it, but
no, it's very
that's what you're trying to make it seem as if like.
No, that's not how I said it.
It's disrespectful to hear you say that. I mean, y'all should be, cheered and praised to have one woman.
Because
fuck out of here.
And like me say, maybe you don't see that way because you're a woman and you expect the expectation is there.
It's not an expectation.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Talk.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
Oh, brother.
Go ahead. Go on your rant.
So it's a rant now. Okay, yeah. But when you're talking and explaining how you feel, it's your opinion. It's not. So how am I ranting?
Rant right now.
Go ahead.
Because I have an opinion.
I'll cut my speech. Go ahead.
Rant right now because I have an opinion. See, what I say is, within the circle of men, it is not something that is cheered or looked upon as good in society, in any society. You understand what I say? So you have to understand, so there is peer pressure.
Grown ass men.
There is, again, you trivialize what I say. So because we are grown ass men, we are not subject to peer pressure.
Nope.
Okay.
Continue.
No, I comment in there. So.
No, you coming in there.
Mm-hmm.
As I said earlier, I don't feel like y'all grown ass men. Same like how y'all expect us women to be respectful and be ladylike and only have one man and do all of these things. Why isn't that expected? Why is it that we continue to bring on this thing with society where y'all continue to say, oh, I just say it's there and someone make it. Which one on the man I gotta step up and say, all right, make it a different way, make we change it for the next generation, make we show them, say this is a next way and it's a better life, or it's it's a happier life, or whatever
I've done that.
I'm like, go ahead.
I've done that.
You've done what?
I've stepped up and tried to be a role model to my sons and show them, say, it's a different way and this is how you do it and not the other way around.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, child. I ain't got nothing good to say. You just keep your mouth closed and keep it pushing. I can't agree with that one, but okay, if that's how you feel. You done cleaning out the glass now? Let us know what y'all think about this episode. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Music and Marriage Podcast. We thank you guys so much for joining us. Another episode 105.6, I think. Either way.
What do you not agree with that comment, that statement, that I have done that?
Not everything that you have done as a husband is.
I've never said everything that I have done, but I've been trying to step up and do that.
Lately you have.
So what is what?
Lately you have, but overall we have to look at the overall. I can't just judge and say, okay, just now. You know how I'm not. Why you laugh for that?
No, you're within your rights to say that.
But you know that's how I am. I'm not going to just judge one moment and say, okay, well, you're good now and everything is good in this moment. So
you're within your rights to say that.
Okay.
Within your rights to say that.
Okay. Not saying that you're not an excellent father.
No.
That's not what I said.
Hey. You have to take the good or the bad. It is what it is.
Brother.
Don't try to slip back no good tonight.
It's definitely try to slip back no good. That's something that's undeniable. I've never denied you being a great father.
Don't try to slip back
However,
no good.
what I'm saying in this situation, what we're talking about is...
Don't try to scout. We never talk about being a good father.
We were talking about partners, husband.
Yes, I mean,
so what you said was, as far as with your children, you try to show them the example of being a good man.
Right.
But certain things that you've done as a part of relationship has not been good as a man.
Most
so that's what I'm saying. You're making it seem as if like
you're also making it seem as if I have done nothing.
You would disagree. I didn't say anything. I chuckled.
You disagree with?
I chuckled. That was it.
Yeah, that's what chuckling means.
I didn't say it. That's what it means?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know. But thank you for letting me know. So now I know.
The condescending chuckle.
Because I'm always condescending, right?
The man hater chuckle. Let me call it that. When you hear that chuckle.
Is what?
The man hater chuckle.
Listen, we already said that with this podcast we're going to be open and honest. So if you're saying something that I don't feel like it's 100%, I'm gonna just let it be known. But I never said not once that you're not an excellent father like that, because that's what you're trying to.
Drop in. There's nothing that has to do with
certain
father.
things, examples that you've done.
The whole everybody that watches this podcast know that I have cheated. I have done things that is not husbandly. You understand what I mean? I say everybody that watches this podcast knows that, but not everybody that watches this podcast knows that over the past couple of years I have done none of those things other than trying to be a good husband.
But we
don't talk about that
because you're not vocal about that. That's something you have to speak on. I can't. I mean,
and when me I speak on it, you're ready for slide back in the job. You understand what I say? You're ready for slide back in the job.
Oh, brother.
The quick job.
Okay.
And that's just how it is. It doesn't make no sense. Sometimes you try to speak about being somebody good when you have done bad things.
That's not
to
true.
Me, that's what it feels like.
That's not true because that's not true.
And it all comes back down to...
Don't do that.
And it all comes back around to... For me, in my opinion, it might not be true. This is just an opinion. It all comes back around to control.
Oh, so I'm trying to control,
so
right? Hold on.
Control the narrative of... Control and maintain the narrative as kind of like a reminder, like, but remember, you did do that. So nobody come go on now, like say.
Yo.
You understand what I say?
So if you're judging someone that you've been with for 20-something years, I'm only going to judge the last 4 or 5 years that you've been good out of the whole 20, when majority of the time you weren't good. So exactly. So don't make it seem as if I'm only nitpicking on what you've not done and what you have done. I haven't given you your praises. I've said many times that you've done.
But okay.
There's many times on this podcast that I've said you've done your wrongs, but for the past couple of years you've been doing well.
But okay.
Okay. How many times have you said, well, say, are you alone, but they wait for the past couple of years? You're not making that vocal
like
for yourself, so you want me to be putting a cheer party like...
It don't make no sense to me be vocal about that.
What it means, it don't make no sense. If you're vocal about certain things, I can't mention certain things.
Because when I'm vocal about that, I get the quick jab.
Yeah, but you're a man, take the jab and keep it pushing, my brother.
So
like, it is what it is. There's times you jab, but there's times that you jab at me, so you're acting like you don't. Stop playing. My guy. My guy.
I have nothing for job.
My guy.
Because
I'm perfect.
You're the Virgin Mary of the baby girl. You're Mother Teresa. So there's no job in there.
I'm sorry because I wasn't a hoe. I'm sorry because I wasn't loose. I'm sorry because I didn't have men in and out of me. I'm sorry that you didn't have issues with Tom, Dick, Harry, and Larry because your chick is out here sleeping with him, and him. I'm sorry I didn't put you through that. I'm sorry.
Thank you for not putting me through that, none at all.
As I said about 5-6 minutes ago, thank you for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host. Well, we could get into it.
No, there's nothing to get into. Like me say, it's for me. We go back again to control.
It's nothing to do with control.
Me feel like this bag of device and tracking and this and that. It just, subconsciously, it seems as if it's a form of control. And it's just not, it just rubs me the wrong way.
Lying and being manipulative is a form of control. When a man tells you one thing and he's doing another, that's a form of control as well. So when he's pointing out, oh, the GPS is it's a form of control, they're trying to control the situation in every single way they can as well. So ladies, if you feel like you need to check a phone, you need to run through some voicemail, you need to go through some email, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do, more power to you until you feel like you need to get out of that situation or things change for y'all.
Exactly. Get away from the situation. If you have to go to that extreme.
So I should have got away from the situation because I went through that extreme.
I mean...
Not the GPS part, but
checking. I mean... At the end of the day, we had to have some serious conversations and come to some serious realizations. And then, after that, try and come out on the other end of whatever that conversation and conversations or however those conversations went. But in terms of like constantly having GPS and like it not make no sense. It not make no sense at all. It makes zero sense to me. Like, if you're gonna do something like trust. Yeah, if you're gonna constantly do something like that.
GPS, I feel like is excessive. If you must have some level of trust with your partner to say, all right,
it's rough, man.
Whether certain actions have to change or we just have to shift things up and you go your way and I go my way and figure it out.
We gotta figure it out
because that's the unhealthy, toxic type of
very
vibe that's gonna be going on, especially if you guys have children and your children seeing and thinking that's something that is acceptable and it's something that should be done in a relationship. Like, you gotta still maintain that respect for each other, no privacy but respect.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna give that person that trust and that respect to say, okay, let me give him the benefit of the doubt or give her the benefit of the doubt to say, well, the situation, but don't be no fool and don't sit down and turn a blind eye to nothing.
Definitely.
And don't sit down and take no man or no woman telling you for no idiot. Once you see certain things happening, you be smart, you make a move and you make your decisions. Don't sit there and say, okay, well, it's not true or he's lying or she's lying. You find out the facts for yourself and then you make your decision. Or they don't want to
see us together.
Or they don't want to see us together. So they don't want to see us happy. Like, not everybody's hating. Some people are really pointing out things that you're not seeing because you're so blinded by love.
Yeah.
And at times we all are blinded by love where we don't really see the red flags with our partner. And it takes the person from outside or a family member, friend, whoever it is, to poke you and say, hey, say, something not going there, son. Me not really like how this look. Fix it up and, make them see what go on. But you got to figure it out and just do the best that you can and make the best decisions for you in all situations. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody going to live with your decisions but you.
That is true.
We thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode of Music and Marriage. My name is Nikita. I am your host, and this is my cantankerous. I don't even know what other word for use. But yeah. That one day today. One of them there. Co-host.
Oh,
introduce
yourself. I'm Black Red Square. You know the thing go. We give thanks again. We have to lay it out on the table because that's how the thing goes. So we go to work.
Lay down on the table.
And then,
okay.
Yeah, we laid out on. Didn't we just lay it out on the table?
I laid it down. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
You folded it a little. You ain't laid it out.
Fold.
You folded a piece of it.
In what way?
Your piece of folded, but you didn't lay it out. But next episode we can discuss.
In what way I folded and
next episode we can discuss.
We don't fold nothing. We put everything out there. Yeah, I'm like Red Square. You know the thing go. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Let us know what you think. Make sure you comment.
Comment, like, share, subscribe. And
hit that notification button so whenever we do release a new episode, you will be notified.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys go over to our streaming platform. We are available on all streaming podcast platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you can get your podcast, we're there. Just type in music and A&D Marriage Podcast and just hit that subscribe button, notification button, whatever, the bell, the ding, whatever. Just hit it all so that you will, you know what I'm saying, be able notified. To join the vibe.
Yes.
And, just continue the conversation. And we're just happy to have, all you guys continue to return and the new viewers.
Yes.
So we thank you guys again for joining us on another episode. Walk good, people.
Peace.